Hello. I was yeah. How do I start this entire thing? I'm gonna do the first. I'm gonna do this because I am like. Of course, I don't have the trigger warning on this screen. Okay. We're gonna talk about some. We're gonna talk about some serious shit in the opening segment of this stream. So let me just preface this by saying, if you are even slightly, let me just get my trigger warning. We're going to talk about some stuff. And let me just preface that by saying, like, me and Dolly are okay. DollyWhiskers are okay. But I need to talk about some stuff, and I've been... paste duplicate, there we go. I know there's not necessarily going to be my like my average audience isn't necessarily going to be here in the beginning, so I'm just going to speak because it works to my benefit that I need to speak about some stuff before I can move forward with this thing that's like really important to me. Like, Twitch streaming has become massively my happy place, but me and DollyWhiskers haven't had a particularly good week, and I'm trying not to cry. and I'm not sort of saying this. I'm not sort of saying this because I'm not asking anything from you. I just needed to figure out where I was with the Twitch streaming thing to see if I can be back and sort of say, like, put on this, but not persona, because I try to be as like original to me as possible when I'm live. So I'm going to say, before I start crying, that the trigger warning is up. It's over there. If you were of a slightly sensitive nature and you don't want to see a grown bearded man on the internet upset about something, I invite you to leave. I don't need you to be here, and I just want to say to you that me and DollyWhiskers are fine. But I need to sort of talk about some fairly emotional stuff, and I don't want this to be seen as trauma dumping. I need to sort of say this in a place that's meant to be my happy place and know that I've been listened to by the people that come back and are in chat on a weekly basis. I think a lot of people already can guess what I'm about to talk about because they're in the Discord, they know our situation, but one of the key parts of what both myself and my partner DollyWhiskers have done since we've been live is we've been very transparent with our mental health situation, Dolly's chronic health, and our love for our animals. And if I have to stop, I'm going to stop. I need to get through this. So I am sorry to confirm in a public place. I know we've done it in text. I know we've done it on the Discord, but our cat Dolly died this week. Dolly and George and our animals, the frogs came later, but Dolly and George has been consistently mentioned the entire time that I've been on Twitch. A lot of people were aware of their diagnosis. 6 months ago, we rushed them into the vet. They were diagnosed with a tumor, basically center of their face in their sort of like nasal cavity. And we thought that was it. We thought that was it. We thought she was going to be alive for a couple of weeks, and we thought that was going to be over. But bless her, she pushed on the full. She was given 6 months. She did 6.5. And Monday night last week, she stopped taking food. She was very upset. She would only take Licky Licks, which is this like yogurty type consistency. We couldn't get medication into her, and she'd been fine the entire 6 months. And myself and DollyWhiskers sort of looked at each other and said, that was it. And a little part of me died. I don't really know what I wanted to get through that. Like, Twitch streaming is the happy thing. Like, Twitch streaming is massively, since I started the Twitch streaming thing, since I started getting some followers, Twitch streaming has been, I've never felt a need to socially, like, as a person that's sort of trying to go through an ADHD and autism diagnosis, I've never felt the need to socially mask whilst Twitch streaming. So it had very much become my happy place. And since this week, since Dolly passed, I've not been, I don't feel like I was that person. And this is almost trying to prove to myself that I'm capable of being what I was before. Because I could turn on Twitch and I could come on stream and I could be happy and I could sort of like talk stuff through. And on a number of occasions where I've had a particularly bad day, I would come onto Twitch and I would go live, and by the end of it I would be feeling massively positive because people are so engaging with chat and people have been so nice in terms of like our dealings with people via the Discord, via Twitch chat. But I'll start from the beginning. Dolly the cat. It's still very difficult to get the differentiate. DollyWhiskers is fine. He's in bed sleeping right now. So DollyWhiskers the person is fine. Dolly the cat. The place that Dolly and George have in mine and Dolly's, the person's heart is massively complicated. Dolly the human got Dolly and George when they were going through something personally. I think they'll be happy for me to say that they went through a stage of their life where they were non-functioning in terms of their depression. They dropped out of uni. They moved back in with their mother, and they could barely get out of bed every morning. And she was lucky. They were lucky enough to be presented this situation where there were these two cats, Dolly and George. I think I'm trying to remember the name of their mother. But they were given these kittens, and for I want to say at least 12 months of Dolly human's life. DollyWhiskers. I'll try and say DollyWhiskers. It's really quite hard to say this succinctly. For at least 12 months of DollyWhiskers' life, the only reason that they got out of bed every morning was to look after these kittens. So I think a lot of people know in our community that me and DollyWhiskers were friends before we became a couple. I was sort of out of DollyWhiskers' life at this point. They had gone to uni and were moving back because of their depression. I was busy with my own thing. And as much as we'd reconnected, we became best friends, and then we became a couple. So I didn't know the cats as kittens. I was introduced to them much later on. So for 12 months of at least DollyWhiskers' life, they were the reason they got out of bed. And I was introduced to Dolly and George when DollyWhiskers was moving house. And I can remember vividly, I can't remember if this was before or after we were a couple, but I can remember vividly this little face, Dolly the cat's face. I was sat on DollyWhiskers' bed, and this little face, sort of terrified face, pops up from under the bed because they're in the process of moving house and there's strangers in their house. And she's sort of looking for somewhere to hide, and she's looking at me, and she's going, and she's sort of like looking at me and trying to figure out if I'm safe. And then looking at Dolly to sort of like communicate to her whether I'm safe, and like ends up sat on my lap and sort of moving around, and then there's a bang, and then Dolly the cat's on the floor, and DollyWhiskers is sort of like sat on top of her, spooning her while she's like, this little cat is shaking. And that was my first introduction to Dolly the cat. And I fell in love a little bit. She was... This is the first loss of an animal. And I'm sure there are some people in chat going, it's funny that like it's fallen into two camps in terms of the response that we've had. We've had people that treat them like a family member and people who treat them like a pet. We are very much in the camp of family member, and I didn't realize until we lost Dolly this week how central that was a thing for me. We're all very aware of DollyWhiskers' chronic health. It's been a thing that's central, like a sort of central aspect of her like persona online. She makes it very relevant on her profile. I talk about her chronic health as much as I possibly can, in terms of like the support that like just to sort of like raise awareness. But we made the conscious effort not to have children not that long ago. Like we would have kids by now if that was the case, if her health wasn't the case. And until we lost Dolly this week. I know it's not comparable, and I know this sounds like a justification, but it feels like I've lost a child, and I know like having and I know there are probably going to be some parents out there that are going to go, oh, he's crazy, oh, it's not like for like. If this is all that I'm going to get, because it is, if this is all, I want DollyWhiskers at the end of the day, and if this is all I'm going to get, losing Dolly the cat this week has broken a part of me. And I'm at peace with not having children with DollyWhiskers. Because reasonably, I would never bring a child into a situation where they couldn't be properly taken care of, and at the end of the day, in terms of my own neurodivergence and so on. Like, bringing a child into our house isn't fair on the child. They wouldn't be looked after. I would be anxiety-ridden over a child. Dolly would not be able to look after them DollyWhiskers would not be able to look after them on a daily basis in the way that they would need to be. So we made that conscious decision not to have children, and then we had to say goodbye to one. And I'm not... I'm not, in terms of me and DollyWhiskers, we're safe. We have friends, we have family. We're talking to as many people as we possibly can, to sort of push through the days. And like I said, Twitch was my happy place, and I felt like I needed to sort of like do this at least once, and there was always going to be this position where somebody would go, oh, how is everything going on, and I needed to come back and I needed to have this footage recorded. I wasn't expecting sort of like, I'm not expecting anything from Twitch, I'm not expecting anything from the community, I'm not expecting anybody to like go, oh, this is how you fix this. I'm not expecting to be therapized, but I felt like I needed to say this, and in the moment the words would come in a way that I could sort of perpetuate this thing that's really important to me and has become really important to me over 12 months. And that's it, really. This is not the way you start a stream. It's not. And there are so many people that could have come in today and like... We've always tried to make our community as friendly as possible, as cuddly as possible, as welcoming as possible for anybody with problems to have a space. Obviously, me and Dolly have to draw a line with our own... me and Dolly have to draw a line for our own good sometimes in terms of the things that people bring to us and sort of want to discuss and say, are you okay? Da, da, da. We try to make everybody feel as safe and as welcoming as possible. And we've tried to remain transparent in that the entire time, and this is what we're going through right now. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this footage. I could put it onto YouTube and just sort of like have it in private, but I don't know if I'm going to look back at this and go, holy shit, what was I thinking? In terms of just going live and just, I could have come back and I could have done I could have come back to streaming, and I could have, like, we've taken a week. I've taken the week. I could have come back to streaming, and I could have just tried to play it off as my usual self. But that's a lie. Because, in all honesty, part of me went away when that cat died. And I just don't know. And it's just, it's not a justification. I know there are terrible things going on in the world. I am not looking to, but at the same time, a part of my psychology is, I need to draw close to this to see if we're actually going to play a video game, or just go offline for a bit longer and decide that I'm not ready. Something somebody taught me, and maybe it was DollyWhiskers, maybe it was Dolly the cat, but maybe something somebody taught me very early on in terms of my recovery from depression, because some not nice stuff happened to me in my formative years. I ended up in a very dark place, and how I got through that was somebody taught me not to invalidate my own issues. Like, I think somebody like, it's quite common, right? Some people say, yeah, you're having a problem. It's like something to it's like somebody coming to somebody and saying, oh, you're depressed, why don't you just try smiling more? That's not how it works. When you have a problem, and this is the thing that I want everybody to take away from this sort of conversation, if somebody has managed to get to the end of this conversation, when you have a problem and you take it to somebody and they say there are worse things going on in the world, run a fucking mile. Because contextually, yes, there is a lot of shit going on in the world right now. But I cannot exist as a functional human being, and neither can you on a daily basis, by invalidating your feelings against somebody else's situation. I'm affected by the things I'm affected by, and there are reasons for that, and the fact that somebody could potentially come to me and say, how dare you feel this way? There's other stuff going on. Don't you have any sort of, like... And I don't want to turn into... I don't want this to be seen as trauma dump. I don't want to be coming online and going, this is my situation. It's like, I don't need to be going into other people's Twitch chats going, you know, I'm trying not to spread this around. But yeah, that's, try not to invalidate your own feelings. It is entirely rational, and this sounds like a justification. It is entirely rational for me to feel this way, in the same way that it might be entirely rational for you to feel about certain things, and that's okay. Like, just try to take care of yourself as best as you can, and just be safe. The fuck did I choose this elevator music for? We are going to play. We're going to get rid of the trigger warning. Fuck those who say your problem isn't as bad. Your feelings are weird. Valid, man. But yeah, music is weird. We love you, Chim. Thank you, Sky. I am going to get rid of that. We're not going to talk about that anymore. So, well, no, let's get it back for just 5 seconds. I'm just going to go on record. Maybe this video will go somewhere and I'll just put trigger warnings all over it. My content is not going to be the best for a little while. I might dip in and out of schedule things. I'm going to try to focus heavily on the does this spark joy aspect of whatever we're doing here. And if something isn't sparking joy for me, I'm going to move on. So consistency, which as a person that I don't know if you've noticed this before, is almost obsessive compulsive about consistency in certain things. Consistency might be a little bit off for a little while. And I'll say again, DollyWhiskers and we're safe. All of the alcohol in the house we don't have any alcohol in the house. My work has been very supportive of the fact that I needed time off. I'm going back tomorrow. And we are making the best of an extremely shitty situation, to put it lightly. We're going to play a little bit of Cursorblade, which is this really delightful little game that I found. And we will do that. We'll try it. We'll do it. We'll go for a little bit. And if I don't push on into another game, I'm really sorry if anybody's come to join me expecting my usual quality of content. I'm not myself. Okay. And thank you, everybody. I know that I don't need to say this to certain people, but everybody has been massively supportive of everything that's going on in mine and DollyWhiskers' life right now. And it is what it is. We're going to play this. So the general concept, right, is you're a little sword. Like my mouse is a little sword. Can you see him? My mouse is a little sword. And this is, if I had this on a phone, I'd be just addicted to it. Nobody Google whether or it's an on phone. I don't need any new addictions right now. Swipe your cursor to attack enemies. I attack enemies with my mouse. I right click to use a special ability. There are several different kinds of swords in this game. Each one has a special ability. Some good, some bad. You earn credits for playing in general. My mouth is a little sword. Hey, that's fairly poetic, TC. You get different swords and you unlock them with points through playing. You try to avoid getting hit by enemies, all sorts of different enemies. I've barely scraped the surface with this game in the grander scheme of things. I've unlocked about 3 swords, I think. This is the basic. I can do a dodge. I can do a dodge. This one builds a little tiny stone wall but does less defense, and this one slows enemy projectiles. So basically we've got like Dex, Tank, Mage, if we want to look at it in that sort of way. I have no points to buy this additional, so you spend 1,000 each time. And there are boss modes apparently if you get magic, is what I meant. Thank you. So we're gonna go this, and it is literally, this is it. This is literally the entire concept. And it's a roguelike, so you pick the different upgrades as you go along. From my experience so far, you pick stuff that is really good for stacking. Hey Chimken, back home from Paris. Nice to see you, Cantex. I hope you're doing well. Some shit. I'm not going to put the trigger warning back up, but Cantex, if you've just come in and you've not checked the Discord yet, I invite you to look at the update section of the Discord. Some stuff has happened this week. But we're okay. We're trying our best. Yeah, so I can pick a laser gun. Chance to fire laser that pierces through enemies. Target, chance to deal triple damage, and chance to release a lightning bolt that jumps through nearby enemies. You can also re-roll these, so I have up to 5 re-rolls per run. This one is actually pretty good. I'm not entirely sure. I'm assuming by level. So level 1 is you have a chance of it to happen. Level 2 is you have more of a chance that it increases statistically the higher level you get it. So this one is just a standard damage increase. And then as you go along, see, I took damage. That was terrible. And this is literally it. This is, I don't know why my brain finds this so delightful. And that is the loot that you do. Adds 2 max hearts, yes please. But also, I will take a laser gun. Shit. This is Cursorblade. And it is frickin' adorable, and it is what I needed in my life right now. Laser fire 12 that burns enemies, spawns an orbiting cactus that deals damage, or chance for enemies to fire out quills on death. I think I think porcupine is actually pretty bad because the quills can hurt you. So we're gonna go with the orbiting cactus. DollyWhiskers is awake,
Like
everybody.
to love.
Confirmed. DollyWhiskers is awake. We're gonna go with the cactus. And those little, I don't know why. A little. I think they're meant to be like bees' nests. I don't know why they fire missiles. Chance to inflict burn, deal damage over time. Drops a missile to attack random enemies. Or chance to drop stars on random enemies. We'll do that. We'll go stars. And then you get the mages that just fire like Dragon Ball Z-esque shit at you. E-missile. My favorite. What is this? Everyone's current. What is everyone's current game addiction? That is a very good question to ask. This, I'm sort of like loosely, if it isn't obvious, I'm sort of loosely going from this. I have played a lot of Minecraft in the last week. I have played a lot of mindless Minecraft digging. Hugs enough to both of you. Thank you, Cantex. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been interesting, Cantex. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your holiday. Please don't, like, if you want to talk about something happy, please talk about something happy. Don't, like, off the thing that you just learned about. Don't feel like you can't be happy about things. Chance to throw a ninja star that bounces between enemies. I like the throwables. Then we get attacked by a bunch of freaking... and I don't know what is triggering it. I guess it's just a random chance. Every once in a while, one of the mobs that you kill will drop a heart, which you can collect, and your hearts increase. So I am healing slowly. Deals more slash damage per missing heart. Spawns an orbiting shield that blocks incoming projectiles. Deals damage to all after taking damage. My current game is Mortal Kombat 1, and I haven't even downloaded the game yet. However... Wait, what? My current game is Mortal Kombat 1 and I haven't even downloaded the game yet? How does that work? Benna has been addicted. My game is Captain of Industry. Is that sarcasm or is that literally a game? It's not a game that I know. I've been addicted to Fortnite. Benna, Fortnite's fine. I have played some Fortnite. I would be like... The judgment part of me comes from the building Fortnite. It is a legit game. Let's check this out. Captains of Industry. Captains of Industry. Is it like Factorio? Yeah, it gets good reviews. You know what? I'm going to recommend that to a friend. I have recommended that to a friend. That looks interesting. I have a friend that was absolutely addicted to Factorio, and that looks right up their street. We'll just check that that isn't leaking any integral information. No, that's fine. Captain of Industry. Yeah, I googled it. I clicked the right one. Let me just double check. It's Captain of Industry. Yeah, I got it right. I'm 7 ranks for... Benna is 7 ranks from being on the global board for Fortnite. That's really cool. I've been addicted to Starfield. Needs work for usual Bethesda bugs. I have heard that. I'm hyped to play it when I get my new PC. I have not got an SSD installed for playing video games in this PC. It's not so old, but I'm still in the era that we all had mechanical hard drives. So Starfield is on my to-do list. Okay, we're going to re-roll our first. Deals 1 more slash damage when you complete a wave, but is... Reduces max health for all enemies. Yes! And a second level of Starfall. And now we have a little cloud that does, like, lightning and shit. I only had HDDs. I don't use a single... Yeah, if you only have HDDs, I don't know if you've noticed, but up and coming, like, recent video games that are coming out is becoming increasingly difficult. Even the new Modern Warfare, that might not be your cup of tea, but even the new Modern Warfare that's like Oh yeah, everybody's calling it DLC, has somehow gone from a state where the game was running on standard HDDs to requiring SSDs, and it's happening overnight. So I'm gonna ride this wave of money that I'm earning on Twitch and pour some money into a new PC. It's a business investment. That's the way I'm looking at it. I can now look at new PCs as a business investment. Damn, pop off. I've only one of the three and get that high from Big. Fortnite is not, like, I will say, Bennett, Fortnite not judgmental. The thing is, a lot of people have negative opinions on Fortnite and have never played it. If you've got a negative opinion on Fortnite and have played it, I'll listen to you. I'll take all that on board. But you are not the devil for wanting to play Fortnite. I have played Fortnite, the no build version. I've played it on stream even, and like, it's fine. I will happily play it. I've even played it recently. What I don't understand is the, like, from a tactical perspective, like I've played Call of Duty. What I don't understand from like a functional, like, tactical perspective, how anybody finds the build mode of that game interesting. I don't get the, oh, I'm in a gunfight with somebody. Bonk. Oh, they're in a tower now. I don't get that. And I'm sorry. Like, if you can explain that to me in a way that makes that interesting, fine. I don't get it. Yeah, I can't justify SSDs with the fifth Half-Life. It's Half-Life, fifth half. Is it really only one point? What, is it really a fifth? So from my experience with hard drives either die in the first 10 minutes of owning them, or they last for 1 billion years. So a fifth of 1 billion years is still a fairly long time. But yeah, they are very quickly doubling down on the fact that the read-write speeds are required for certain games. I'm wondering if it's going to turn out to be the difficulty I've seen. Modern Warfare, horrendously poorly optimized, right? The newest Modern Warfare that's come out is 200 gig for the install, and I swear part of that is as an excuse so they don't have to, they've not optimized it as well as it should. Because if people can release games like Elden Ring that fits in, like, Elden Ring's like 2 years old now. If people can release games like Elden Ring that fits within, I want to say 80 gig, I don't understand why Modern Warfare is that problematic. I got some old Mac Store HDDs not in use anymore that are like 20 years old and still working. When they go pop, they go pop. But if they don't go pop within the first 5 seconds, they tend to last 1 billion years. I have the original USB stick that I got when I was at college. Still works. I spent £60, 60 British pounds, on a USB stick whilst I was at college. It was 1 gig. And it still works. I bet if I went into a WH Smith's or whatever recently and bought one for like a tenner, there was like 6 terabytes or however much you can get on a USB stick now. I bet it would break in 5 seconds. I should start streaming. Benny, you should. We talked about that before. Let's play some more of this. I'm partway through a game. Thank you, everybody, for keeping me talking. I appreciate it. And if you were here at the very beginning, we talked about some very emotional stuff. I'm still alluding to it now. We had a bit of a confab at the beginning of the stream. We're moving forward. We're going to play something else if we can make it through this. Oh, there we go. See, now we have mushrooms that explode. Little cryy mushrooms that explode. Shit. Fuck. Problem is, I've not used my special ability once. I love these 2 abilities. If you pick up this game, sadly we're currently in the age of spend 1,000 for a piece of hardware that barely lasts 1 year. I will say, right, I bought this PC 5 years ago, and probably the only thing that needs replacing on it is the hard drives. Like, I'm bottlenecking. But with the streaming thing, it's massively useful. I want to play new games, and if everybody's going to go, oh yeah, this game doesn't run unless you have the read to write speed of an SSD, I'm going to have to get SSDs. I just can't. If I put SSDs in this PC, I'm going to have to get a new motherboard. It's a whole list, and I'd much rather have a new PC than start tearing stuff out, because I can pay somebody to do it for me, and then I don't have to worry about breaking anything. I'm a massive sham in my thing. Hold your hand up if you like. There's back at once upon a time when you bought a new PC, you went into a shop and it was like a pre-build, and it was all like the base level stuff. And like now, those are like the custom gamer era is like, oh, you have to build your own machine. It's great. I go to a company that builds my machine for me, and I would much rather pay them to build it than do it myself, because they then give me a warranty. All of the stuff is then I can go back to them within the like however many years of warranty that I've got, and they fix it. I then have a standing fee to take it to them if they ever need to tear something out, and like I never have to diagnose anything, and it is so much better that way. And you'll also find the people that go, oh, but isn't that expensive? I calculated it. Imagine I spend £1,000 on a PC. Like, this is 2023, right? I spend £1,000 on a new PC. Cost me 1,100 if they build it for me. If I bought all of the parts separately, it would still be £1,000. That 100 quid to that £100 for peace of mind, I will pay so many times. I would pay 3-4 times that to get the peace of mind, because I am an anxiety-ridden mess, if you can't tell. I had someone build me to game on. Yeah. It's just, I don't need that in my life. I need water cooling in my life, which is a thing that I will be speccing in February, because I don't have water cooling yet, and I think that's going to make a big difference. Because I'm still on whatever the other one of, whatever it was called, whatever the opposite of water cooling was. What's the opposite of water cooling? It's mechanical fans. I finally upgraded my PC up to 7 years for graphics purposes only. My old PC could still run all the games just fine, but I personally wanted better graphics, so I upgraded. It's, you know, air cooling. Thank you. Yeah, fans. Just fans. Fans, you know, it's 2023. Everything should be digital now. I should just be able to beam all of this shit directly into my brain. I watched the Jetsons. I was lied to in the 1990s. Cartoons lied to me. Holy shit. We should all have flying cars by now. Just saying. And the Jetsons was... Wait. Wait. Can somebody look this up for me? When was the Jetsons set? Was the Jetsons set in 2021? Is that a thing that I was recently read? Like, aren't we living in Jetsons time now? Mine has water cool, sure. Made a difference with Starfield, which is a massive give. I want to live in one of these situations. Like, I want to... So, I don't know if anybody... 2062. Okay. That's slightly better. Does everybody imagine that we're going to have flying cars in the next 30 years? I don't think so. The thing I also want to get water cooling for in my PC... 2023, I don't know. There have been some janky-ass games that are released that are so poorly optimized that everything... what was I running? Jedi Survivor released on PC, and for some reason the menu, not the actual game, the menu made my PC overheat. If I idled on the menu, my PC died. If I was playing the full game, fine. Menu, no. I want water cooling to sort of mitigate that. By all means, continue to release your jank ass shit, but if I can play a game and it melts shit, and that way I'm happier with that. And currently my PC is not spec to deal with the poorly optimized video games some people are relate. I want to play some poorly optimized games, and I don't want to have to worry about it. Deals damage to all enemies. Hearts drop from enemies more frequently. Yes, please. And another buzzsaw. They've got tiny mustaches. Well, they're not that tiny. They have mustaches. And we are getting hearts from some of them. And somehow I still drove straight into that one. Boom. So many buzzsaws. The buzzsaws are my favorite. I'm just gonna repeat myself. Not the combo. Did I lose the combo? I lost the combo again there. 6 buzzsaws. I'm having to think now is the problem. I don't like to think. That's where feelings happen. Holy shit. No! I would love to be able to tell you what my record is, but I feel like it's 20. Frickin' ninjas! Did I kill all the ninjas? No, I did not kill all the ninjas. Okay. Source 2 hearts when... Yeah. Every heart that drops, I will get 2 hearts instead of 1. More throwing stars. I am fully healed. We're going to go the distance if I don't fuck up. Uh, 29 years left, so it might be possible with technology progress we've been doing in the last 20 play. Yes! No, I did, yeah. Like, if you think of all the technological advancement we've made in the last 100 years in comparison to the, like, we weren't flying that long ago. I do take your point. Will we ever get to Mars? Is the question. Raise your hand if you would go to Mars. Raise your hand, the other hand, if you think we'll even get there slightly, because personally, I don't think it's going to happen. We have gotten to Mars. No, like, actual people. We've sent drones to Mars. We've not sent dudes. Robots are people to... let's not make this into like a... People cannot drive on the roads. How can you expect them to drive on the air? Ugh. This is the difference, right? If flying people... Yeah, just flying people. Will bypass it and give everybody superpowers. If we ever get to a point where flying cars exist, they will all be self-driven. There will be in no situation where anybody... Because, like, the legislation surrounding that alone... If we ever get to a point where flying cars are actually practical, they will be all driven by AI. And I'm fine with that. Personally, I would get into a car knowing that it was going to take me to a location that's further away. Like, I fucking hate driving. You think about how dangerous driving is, and it's not because of the machine that's in, like, on the road. It's because of the person driving it. Imagine putting all of that responsibility into a code that was then responsible. Like, I'd be comfortable with an AI-driven car. It's everybody else that's still driving their, like, mechanical car that's the problem. Get rid of all self-driven, like, what's the word? It's a self-driven car. What's the opposite of self-driven? A one-way trip to Mars takes 9 months. I mean, you know, 9 months isn't a massively long amount of time. I don't think it's going to happen, at least in my lifetime. At the rate we're going. Well, maybe. So it is possible right now. But are they... Is it, though? I don't... But they also have to get back, right, is the difference. Anybody going out there... Yeah, survivability is the thing. They have to get there, they then have to have the infrastructure to live, or they have to have the, like, fuel to get back. So it is possible, but I could potentially, statistically, jump out my second-story window and survive. It's possible. But is it likely to happen? No, I'd probably break my leg. See, he's got a point. He's handsome on the internet, and he's got a point. And yes, I just called myself handsome. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. At the rate Elon is losing money, he won't make it to Mars, but I might go. Break a leg, yeah. Survive also, yeah. Well, depends, you know. In a really morbid story, like, you know that whole, the whole stereotype of people jumping off buildings in film and then them plummeting like 10, 15 stories and there being like a perfectly preserved body at the bottom with like a little bit of blood trickling out the end. My mother likes to tell the story about how they worked in Birmingham in the UK. I couldn't tell you when, but somebody jumped off the roof of the council building, which was 3 stories high. And they turned into jam. So I think it takes a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to turn into jam falling out of the 2nd story window, but it doesn't yeah, it wasn't a tall building that they jumped off and they turned into jam. Let's not fall back on the Hollywood stereotype of perfectly preserved bodies after 90-story falls, because it just doesn't exist. You, TC, are a glorified water balloon, which sounds like an insult. TC, the glorified water balloon. That should be your Can I change your nickname to that in the Discord? Okay. We're gonna get... I've not died yet, which is longer than I expected to. I'm gonna change TC's nickname in the Discord to the glorified water balloon. He can't stop me. Oh my god, he's gone crazy with power. This is where I find TC's left the Discord. You know where you can find TC usually? You can find them in the meme section. There you are. Change nickname. There we go. I've changed your Discord name to the glorified water balloon. How dare you insult water balloons that way, though? I have it all linked now, so all I should do is just click Glow Live and you can watch me play, but I'll probably do it tomorrow. Benna, do it. I'll do it. I'll watch you. I'm going to drop... Everybody drop Benna a follow. They're going to stream Fortnite for the first time. I don't think they're going to use a mic, but we'll find out. I have dropped you a follow, Benna. Now you have to do it. Tell you what. I've never got to do this to you. I've never got to do this to you, Benna. I've never got to do this to you, Benna. Benna, this is the first one. Benna, boo. 2002. Now you have to. Ali, welcome to chat. We are playing a little bit of Cursorblade before we move on to something else. Go follow Benna because they're going to stream Fortnite for the first time. Yeah, more saw blades. And now we got frickin' spaceships. What do you mean no? I followed you. I expect insane global level Fortnite players. Yeah, we've all got very high hopes for you, Benna. I'm expecting to be wowed. I don't like these little blue men. We're doing alright health-wise, though. Increases the number of weapons I can carry. Pulls in... Yes. Please. Additional damage? Yes. Little dinosaur! Holy shit. Nice. I'm gonna go look. Got to call my mum. It's her birthday. Wish her a happy birthday from a bunch of strangers on the internet. Oh my god, so many mustaches. I've lost so much health. Nice. More throwing stars. Oh my god. I am very injured. I am very injured. Come on, I need hearts. Give me hearts. Yes. There's a heart. Thank you. Fuck. I do not like these spinny men. I do not like them. A revive? Deals double damage briefly at the start of every wave. Longer, yeah. I want a revive. I'll take a revive, and we will also reroll, 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 because I've not rerolled up into this last reroll. Yes, more triple damage. Chimken, the master of sword blades. He already beat a melee game with sword blades and bowling balls. I do not like them spinny men. You get extra points for the mustaches? No, they're just stronger, so they collapse into more mobs. They expand over time. So one of the big mustachioed ones turns into the big boys that turns into the 4 little ones. So they're like Russian nesting dolls. Whoa! And the ninjas teleport around, and the spaceships fire lasers at you. This is it's a good game. I'm sure they've made money in this. I wish I had the capacity to just come up with a video game like this and just go, and everybody, it's please go buy it. I want them to make a sequel. We are fully healed at wave 24. I might see the boss for the first time if I don't fuck it up. Because I am so... I take it all back. I lost all of my health. Benna, I wish you the best of luck with your first stream. I know the first one's tough. We have broken a record. I just got an achievement for 50k. Triple damage. Holy shit. I'm very injured again. Just go away. There we go. Increase the number of weapons. Yes. Additional weapons? More throwing shurikens. Give me heals, please. I need heals. Oh! 2 heals in one go. I take it back. I take it back. It went terribly. Heal me. How we doing? 3 minutes till an ad, chat. Medic. I do more damage if I'm losing health. Deal more damage for the better that my combo is. More stars. Even more stars. Eelsdo, please. Even more stars. Even more stars. That one. More stars than in Hollywood. We're on 8. I don't know what max level is. I don't know where I'll top out. I've got almost full health again. This is the best I've ever done. You're watching history in the making here, chat. A second cactus. A third cactus. A fourth cactus. Shit. What does that do? Adds 5 more rerolls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every reroll was the same. Why? I am... Oh no! Did I get him? No, I rezzed. No! God damn it! On the final boss. Because you don't have any more slots in your weapon slot, every other weapon is maxed out. Yeah, see, this is what I don't understand. It gave me the slot. Yes, I'm guessing 8 is the maximum. But you can get items that replenish your health, and I figured if I re-rolled all of those 5 times... I figured if I re-rolled those 5 times, I would have got a chance to get a health item to fix my health, but apparently not. Have I unlocked the ability to buy a new sword? I have. What's the new sword? It freezes enemies and looks like a lollipop. The weapons and items are on different rolls. Have I missed that the entire time? DC, are you out here teaching me something? Jade Melody, thank you for the bits.
For my favorite internet son.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Choose one weapon. We'll do more enemy. We'll do more freezing. That's it. Yeah. You know that the key to you know that the key to bullet hell is patience, right? I didn't know that. Is that actually a thing, or are you just joshing me? There it says choose one item. I'm not patient. I'm not patient. I don't like to be patient. Doubles damage after taking, doubles damage after, deals damage to all enemies, deals 1 more slash damage. Yeah, we'll take that because I'm constantly injured. Choose one weapon. We're going to go bombs. And I assume items also take a slot. I don't know. Throwing knives. Kunais, not kunais. Gherkins, same thing. Not the same thing. One is a throwing knife, one is a kunai. Pop. Okay. I am going to call it a night there. I did the hour. I talked about some fairly serious stuff at the beginning of this stream. The VOD will be available. But I'm not going to push it, as this was my first one back, and I am feeling very, you know. So we are going to call it a night there, and we are going to pick up back on schedule tomorrow. I will come home from work. Depending on how work goes, I will probably be playing Sekiro. I have a comfort game planned. So I really appreciate everybody for listening to that little... The trigger warning is still up, as you can see. The trigger warning is still there. We'll turn that off. I really appreciate for everybody listening that came in right at the very beginning, that everybody listened to me being upset, because that isn't what I want to be about when I'm on stream. We are okay. We are doing our best. We are making the best out of a very shitty situation, which I'm sure people can sympathize with. As I said, my content is going to be all over the shop for a little bit. I'm going to try to be back on schedule tomorrow in terms of the games that I have on the schedule that I play on a regular basis. If I have a particularly bad day at school, I almost said then, if I have a particularly bad day at work, because it's my first day back since everything happened, if I have a particularly bad day at work, I will play my comfort game. But this has made me feel better, and I will come back tomorrow without talking about all of that stuff that I talked about at the beginning of this stream, and we will try to move forward in as healthy and a safe way as possible. One thing I didn't do, no, we'll save that for tomorrow. We'll save that for tomorrow. I'm going to say some words to you now, and this is going to be the first time I've said this. Obviously, that there was a pet insurance component to what I used to say at the end of my streams. Obviously, without going into too much detail, the pet insurance related to somebody that is no longer with us. So the pet insurance bit is going to be gone. Pet insurance is still a massively important subject to me. If you don't have it and are in the position to get it in the country that you live, I ask you to consider it to look after your animals as best as you can. But I will no longer be talking about pet insurance at the end of one of my streams. So I'm gonna ad-lib this to see how we get on. Sit back, relax, drop your shoulders, and take a minute. Chat, I want you to know I'm glad you exist. We talked about some very, I know at least for some people, some very triggering subjects at the beginning of this stream. If you made it through that and have stuck with me till the very end, and the people that joined partway through, I want you to know I'm glad you exist. Streaming is my happy place. I can have a bad day at work, I can have a bad day in real life, and I can come back and I can stream, and I often leave the situation feeling much better. In this case, the problem wasn't going to go away, but I have done enough to know that I can continue to do this, and it is something that it alleviates, I think is the right way to put it. It makes it lessens, it blunts the entire psychological experience of everything that's going on in my real life right now. So I want you to know I'm glad you exist, because you're part of that. You are making my day better. I don't want to ever be that streamer that's like, oh yeah, I'm here, I'm making your day better. Speaking in a chat, speaking to people in chat, it's really nice, and I really enjoy it, and it is honestly the light of my entire week. I want you to know that I'm proud of you. More so than ever, this saying that I still can't find where I got it from, but it's not originally me. Living is difficult, getting through every day is something to be proud of. This week, those words have never meant more. Me and DollyWhiskers are still here. We're trying our best. We are surrounded by people that care about us and love us. We are talking to as many people as we feel physically able, and people have been so understanding and caring, and I know a lot of people have sent us well wishes or just are thinking about us on their daily, and that is massively good. This is the bit that used to be pet insurance, so there aren't really words. If you have lost somebody, and that is a person, animal, or otherwise, it is a shared experience for a lot of people. If you have reached the grand old age of 35 like me, it would be very impressive if you've never lost somebody. And it's shared experiences like that that bring us all together. Uniform, like, things that everybody can sort of like sympathize with. And I have never felt more supported to know that there are people in my life that have got my back in any sort of situation. A lot of these people I've never met in face to face, and all of that's come through Twitch, so this is going to be a lot less wordy if I say this at the end of every stream. You guys are brilliant, and I think a lot of people, as soon as you realize that you're brilliant, you got the power to do anything. Because I don't think everybody believes that just yet. And thank you, as always, for helping us do weird shit on the internet. And I fully grasp the fact that this weird elevator music has not been the best for this entire thing. But you can understand. Psychologically, I'm not my best, but I'm trying really hard. We're gonna raid somebody. I am not gonna hang around. We're gonna raid somebody. I'm not gonna hang around. I'm gonna pass you off. That's my own voice. And I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Tell you what, Vulcan Ryan has just gone live. Vulcan Ryan is Vulcan Ryan is in the community. They are one of my comfort streamers. They speedrun Elden Ring. Please go and show them some community love. And I will be back tomorrow at the usual time. I will see you then. It might be Sekiro. Do you want to know my comfort game? I'll let you know my comfort game. Final Fantasy X. I might start Final Fantasy X if I have a bad day at work. We'll find out. It'll either be Sekiro that is like running myself into a meat grinder, or Final Fantasy X. And we'll raid Vulcan Ryan. And I hope to see some of you tomorrow. Thank you again for all of the support. I hope I didn't ruin anybody's day by that, emotion and all that. And I will see you soon. Good night. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Peace out. I don't know any other words for goodbye. Yeah.